Hi there and welcome to another video from Parker Adams Boat Sales, and today we're going to show you this, a 1999 Princess 52.
And normally we start off by showing you the outside of the boat, but the inside of this boat is pretty special. So we thought we'd start off down here. Now I'm all the way over here, and what you may have already gathered is that this boat is a two-cabin version of the Princess 52, which is a really rare design. Normally where I'm sat here is a bunk bed, but on this version it's the two-cabin version, so you end up with two absolutely enormous saloon areas on this boat.
Now this Princess 52 is a very pretty boat. As you can see, the lines of this boat are very good.
Absolutely. No, it's stunning. I think this is kind of the classic Princess era. I think when you see this boat, no matter where you see this boat going out the river, blasting around on the Saloon, down here in the West Country, because of course we are down in Dartmouth today. That's perhaps something Jonathan should have mentioned, given the location of where we are.
Yes, the beautiful Dartmouth, and we're going to show you all the features and benefits this boat has to offer. We're going to walk you all the way through the boat and show you the upgrades this boat has over the years and the general condition the boat is in as we stand.
Absolutely, because it's not just this extra saloon area that makes this boat really special, but there is also a third cabin at the stern, so there is a crew quarters on this boat as well. So although it has two really large size, well, it's basically two owner suites on the boat, you also have a crew quarters, which is perfect for children to sleep in, or also very useful, as this owner has used to put paddle boards, general water sports equipment down there. Just an amazing amount of space on this boat. I think the biggest thing that I noted when I first stepped on board this boat is that the boat feels like a 60-footer, and it's just because when you walk through those patio doors, everything feels like it stretches out in front of you. It's a really special boat. If you're looking for something with lots and lots of space, potential liveaboard, or just something to be really comfortable for your holidays, weekends away, then you cannot ignore this boat. It's a really special example of the Princess 52.
Brilliant. Well, subscribe to our channel and check us out at parker-adams.co.uk. And if you want to know how much this boat is, go onto our website and take a look. But for now, we're going to show you the rest of the boat.
Okay, so starting at the rear of the boat for the first outside view, you can see that this is a slight work in progress, but by the time this goes live, all of this will be finished. And the owner is having a brand new teak bathing platform laid. Now I say teak because a lot of owners are changing their platforms to a synthetic teak. This owner wanted to keep it all really authentic, so this is a genuine teak bathing platform that's going down here. It's a good opportunity though for you to see the storage space that is also here. What is normally in that place there is a really good size locker. So inside there can go on the ropes. Actually you get fenders in there as well. But you also note just the size of this bathing platform. It's really deep. Now the owner of this boat actually has a really nice brig inflatable that he keeps on the back here. He is keeping that and moving it to a new boat, but it's got a 20 horsepower on the back of it, so you can get a really substantial rib on the back here, as well as potentially a jet ski. Lots and lots of options, and this passerelle is very powerful. Jonathan is just moving the passerelle now, so it's not a ghost that's moving it, and you can see that this is one of those anchor points at the base, which means that it's the extra strength passerelle, so you've got an enormous lifting capacity here on this passerelle. Of course the passerelle also comes out, so if you were to move the boat to the med, then the boat moves out. So if you've got stern to mooring, you've got the option there to step aboard, or to obviously be using this to launch a tender. So lots and lots of space here. You've got a cleat down here as well as a cleat up at the top here, which is really useful for mooring up, and it's a good size area. So let's crack on and we'll show you the rest of the boat.
Okay, thank you, Andrew. So let's just get on with this. I mean, the first thing you want to see on this boat is actually the fact that this has not only a bow thruster but a stern thruster as well. Now it's best to demonstrate that actually here on the back. And the other addition is it's got a remote control, and it's a very powerful one. So if I just motor it in, you can see. And it's a really handy and useful extra device to help moor the boat up. And if you're short-handed as well, it's a really useful item. The bow thruster can work off this as well. And you can do both at the same time. And of course, when you're trying to moor, what a brilliant device to have. It does have a strap so you can put it around your neck so you don't drop it overboard. And but as you come through, you can see there's a brilliant bathing platform through to a solid opening door. On your way in, there's a transom shower which you can pull out for washing down. The controls for the passerelle are handily just here. And what I do like about this is actually the cleats are actually hidden away. They're stowed, and this is on a gas strut as well, here, and lined. So the beauty of this is that when you take a line in, you just store it down in here. You don't have to take it off and find somewhere to put it. It's a brilliant idea, and there's one either side, and they just sit down neatly like that, and so the cleat isn't exposed either. It's a really nice feature. The electric as well, rather than just plug into the back, it's actually plug in under here. So the mains plugged in and neatly stowed away as well. I really like that. But as you come on, you can see the cockpit area is large. Now on this 52, not only the bathing platform, but the cockpit area is a really nice space. And you can see so much so, we've got a table and chairs here. But this cockpit area does have another feature, and the fact there is a third cabin down here. Now believe it or not, there is a crew cabin, and if we remove this and this cushion, and then up under here, there's a cabin. Now let me just pop down there, because it's not only a cabin with two beds. So there's an L shape, there's a single across, which is about 6 foot, if not just over. There's another single here, and it may look small, but look, you can stick your feet, your legs go right the way down. That's me laying down here. There's access to the rear of the boat here, so access to like the bow thruster and the rudders and things like that. There's a wardrobe, if Andrew can get in, for hanging stuff in there. But it's also a toilet. So it's got its very own toilet compartment and sink as well. So a true crew cabin. And kids would also love it down here. It's a lovely little feature. I really like it. There is mains power down here as well. There's a mains 3-pin socket, and it's even carpeted down here. That's lovely. Right, let's come back up. And so also though is access to the lazarette. So the lazarette we can get to just by simply moving this table back a little bit. And we've got two accesses. So one is to the lazarette. And we can see, because of the crew cabin, it doesn't go back. It's a storage area. But in here is access to batteries and the generator as well. The generator is a much later addition. And it's a... what size is it?
I think it might be about an 8 kilowatt.
An 8 kilowatt,
I believe so. We'll overlay the exact size on it when we just double check on the specifications, but it's a good chunky generator.
It's a Cummins generator. It's much later than the boat, so it's new to the boat, and we'll overlay the age of it and the hours it's done, as well as the power, but we believe it's an 8 kilowatt one. But as you can see, there's a nice bit of storage down there as well. There's also the bathing ladder. It's a stainless bathing ladder there as well. Right, let's put that back down. Because the other access hatch is to the engines. Now this is quick access to the engines to be able to check levels and just check general condition. You can lift up the flooring as well to do major servicing and things like that, but really day to day you don't want to be doing that. It's a lot of hassle. You've got to get the carpets up, you've got to get the floor up. So quick access is available through here. here I am now in the engine bay of the Princess 52. Now, these are two Volvo Penta TAMD 122s, and they're EDC controls, which means they're electronic controls. They're not cable controlled. And these engines produced about 610 horsepower each. I'm down in here at the moment, and they're in very nice condition. And just going through that back lazarette hatch, you can actually get through to here. We can check oil levels, so both dipsticks are in the middle, which is quite clever to position them there, so you don't have to lean over one of the engines to check the oil levels. You can check coolant levels just up here and on the other side as well as you can check the seawater traps, which are just behind, well, in front of me, just behind you there, as well as the fuel filters. But all in all, these engines are in very nice condition. And they've been serviced this year as well, probably a bit earlier in the season, but by all accounts they've been trouble-free this year. Let me squeeze through, and as we come through, if we can have a spin round, we can see the seawater traps here, as well as access to the pre-filter as well. And as we can see, the fuel in the bottom, the beauty of these clear filters is that you can actually see any debris or any dirt or any water that might be in the fuel tank that's made its way up to the filters. But as we can see, these are perfectly clean, in very nice condition. The stern seals as well have been replaced for a later type, so these aren't the original packing type. These are now the later type stern seals with the lip seals in. And there's actually two spares on each shaft. It's probably easier to see on this side. So these are spare seals, so in the event that we need to replace one that might be leaking, we don't need to remove the whole shaft to replace them. We just need to get the boat out, undo this, put new seal in, do it back up again, and the boat can go back in the water. Very good system, and there's actually two spares on there. So all in all, it's a good engine space. So let's carry on.
Okay, so let's crack on with showing you the saloon area, or should I say both of the saloon areas. So as we go inside the Princess 52, you can see this lovely space here. Now, quite often on this lounge area here, you have got a really large dining table, which takes up lots and lots of space. But of course, on this boat, you don't need to have the dining table here because you've got the full dining area down below. So instead, you've got this really nice coffee table, which again just means that when you let yourself into the boat again just feels really, really big because you don't have a great big table here. So everything about this boat is just about space. The quality of the woodwork is really, really nice. Princess have got these really nice wooden trims, which you can just see over here. So if I just move the camera around to here, the Princess of this era always had these really nice inlay trims, and that's one of the reasons you know it's a Princess, because it has this little wooden strip all the way around, and this age of Princess often had these. But let's start off at the back here. So you can see just in this space here, if I just open that up, you've got a cockpit fridge. So in here, or saloon fridge rather, just open on the right side, you can see in there all the essentials. You've got a nice bottle of Verve, you've got some Fever Tree for some gin and tonics. So lots and lots of space to put your essential drinks in there. Close that up. In this side here, you've got a lovely sliding drinks cabinet. So that slides out. You've got storage space there for glasses and then your bottles of spirits. And then just on this arrangement here, you've got a television cupboard in there, so you can just open that up and a television comes out, and then you've got more storage space at the top here for lots more glasses for your drinks. Open that up again. So everything is really nicely thought out, lots and lots of space. And whilst talking about space for drinks, you also have lots more space for glasses just in there. It's a really, really nice cupboard there. And you can see the design, typical Princess, everything is beautifully thought out and everything is in its own little individual plastic container sized spots for the glasses there. You probably saw this additional sofa as you went across. Now this is a really deep sofa. A lot of boats, Flybridges, this tends to be quite a small sofa, which is almost quite uncomfortable to sit on. But actually on this boat, it's a really good size sofa. In fact, I'd say it's the same depth sofa as the other one over there. So lots and lots of space. So let's move up to the helm position. So the helm position, you've got a twin helm position here. You have a electrically dropping window here, so that drops down. As Jonathan mentioned earlier, you've got EDC controls. You've got electronic controls here. You've got all your diagnosis, your neutral buttons. Everything is here for the Volvo Penta EDC, and the control and the keys are just there. Trim tabs, nice and handy here. C-Fire automatic fire extinguisher system just here. You can see that it's green for working well. You've got auto helm speed, depth and autopilot, and then all of your controls neatly laid out here. This is all original, so this has got the walnut dash with the walnut wheel, and then two lovely large Simrad plotters here together with the Simrad VHF. In terms of distribution panel, all of your switches and everything that you need for the boat's control systems are all nicely hand to hand here. You've got your engine start operated with a key rather than just a switch, which is a bit different, and then also your auxiliary batteries, and then all of your lighting systems. Space for charts, nice chart table here. But as you can see, a really nice view, very good visibility when you're going along as well from this boat. We did drone videos of this boat as going along when the boat was actually down in the Saloon, and you can see from the attitude that the boat sits at, she planes really, really nicely. And also something just to mention, she's a really fast boat. When Jonathan and I took this boat out on sea trials, the engines that are on board are incredibly punchy. We were really impressed with how powerfully she came up onto the plane, and then we had her up to about, I think, am I right in saying it was about 31 knots, 31, 32 knots?
Yeah, I think so.
It's definitely in excess of 30 knots, which of a boat which is a Princess 52, now length overall, this boat is nearly 54 feet. That is no mean feat. And they're just really good, strong engines, those TAMD 122Ps. Okay, so let's get on with a bit more down below. And this, of course, is one of the main features Jonathan and I spoke about earlier. You come down here, and of course you've got the galley, which is a big galley area. And then just behind the galley is where this additional beautiful big saloon area is. Lots and lots of space. The galley has got space for a large fridge. A lot of boats of this size have small fridges. This has got a lovely big size fridge. In fact, I would say that's been replaced very recently with a new Waco fridge. That all looks very, very pristine in there. Close that up. You've got a ceramic hob surface here. Of course, this boat is fitted with that big powerful generator, so you can have ceramic rather than needing to rely on gas. And up in all of these lockers here, I won't open every one, but you've got all the crockery for the boat. You've got a toaster, kettle space, always important to have a coffee machine. So everything you need is nice and handy, and just loads of space. In here, there's a little secret in here, you have an ice maker. So I just open that up in there. You can see that just inside here, you've got an automatic ice maker. So that still works and produces lovely, nice ice cubes. I'll close that up again. All right, so let's carry on walking through. I'll go forward into the master cabin first of all. I say master cabin, I'm struggling to know which is the master cabin and which one is the guest cabin on this boat, because both have got really, really good sizes. I suspect the main master cabin is probably the Midships one, but this is as big a master cabin as you would normally get on a Princess 50 circa foot Flybridge boat. Beautifully presented. Again, all the wooden panels are in here. It's a really good size bed. You've got the lining across here, and then just tucked in here, you've got television. A television inset there into the wall, and of course you have an ensuite. So the ensuite in here, it's nicely finished. Again, you've got woodwork all the way around. You've got work surfaces here, a big mirror that you can't quite see. There's a big mirror here, and then there's also a wraparound shower. So that wraparound shower in there means you don't need to turn the whole room into a wet room, but you can have a shower and just close the shower off, and it just drains through the floor. Just giving a quick look around there. Curtains there over. Really good sized portholes as well. That's another thing just to mention on this boat, is that the portholes, I'm used to my Phantom 40, and the portholes I think are about half the size of these, so you do end up with a lot more light coming through. Okay, let's carry on.
Really like the seating.
Yeah, the seating is awesome. You can't underestimate just how big this feels. If I come back here, Jonathan's standing now just at the entrance to that forward cabin. I'm just in the galley area now, and you feel like you are miles away.
It's just really nice to come out the cabin straight into a seating area where you can have a coffee in private.
Yeah.
You don't feel like anyone's going to see you. Because if you had to go up into the saloon, people might see you up there who are passing, you know, walking past the jetty. But here it's just, because it's low, it's quite private.
Yeah.
It's lovely to have that nice private breakfast area, as well as just private dining as well.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It is, as I mentioned earlier, when you look around this boat, it genuinely does feel like a 60-foot boat, because it's very hard to think of another 50-plus foot boat that just has this level of accommodation and seating.
Yeah.
It's really, really special.
But I really love this second cabin.
Yeah, so this cabin here is fantastic. So on a lot of the new Princesses, what they've started to do is they've gone much, much higher. So you end up with a boat which adds about another metre into size. And what you get on that is you get a full width cabin, which is good. However, I have to say, when you see how big this cabin is here, it does make you realise whether you need the additional volume that these new boats have got. When this boat was moored up on the Hamble, there was a Princess 49 that was next door to it, the new generation Princess 49 versus this one. And I have to say, the volume of it, in terms of putting fenders over the side, it was just absolutely huge, because it had that big midships cabin, which is lovely. However, when you see inside here, it does make you question whether you need to go quite as big as that. So this has got a lovely island bed here. You've got drawers underneath where you can keep all of your clothing, and this big island bed. So loads and loads of space here. You've got lights at the back, individual his and hers lights. Access just up in there to some of the electronics, so that panel there goes just underneath the main distribution panel, so everything's easy to access. And again, you've got lots and lots of cupboard space and a big full-size wardrobe space in here. Now, what you also have is an ensuite, and it's a Jack and Jill ensuite, so the main bathroom that you can be accessed.
I'm going to go this way.
You're going to go that way, are you? Just trying to find the light. Oh, there we go. Just turn the light on there.
Oh, this is big, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a really good size. And again, you've got this separate shower cubicle, so this room doesn't need to be an entire wet room, because when you're having a shower, it just drains straight through the floor there in the shower. Good size here, big mirror, wraparound shower.
Yeah, the same wraparound shower, isn't it?
Absolutely. Good condition flooring. Everything on this boat is in really, really nice order. I think the only thing that I can point out on this boat, in fact, Jonathan, it might be worth just pointing this out now.
The duckboard's really nice condition.
It is. Jonathan, you just come out here for a second.
Yep.
You may have noticed when walking around, there is a little bit of water damage. You will have noticed it on the walkthrough. I'll just mention it up here. Now, there was a slight leak from this window. The window has recently come out and been completely resealed, and this is just yet to be cleaned. So that will be cleaned up. I'm sure you will have noticed it on the walkthrough, so I'd rather point it out.
Yeah, don't panic.
Don't panic.
Being fixed.
that's being fixed. So that will all be cleaned up and that will disappear. The leak in the window has been solved. The window came out and has been professionally resealed in there. So I'm just going to turn off, because there's a ventilation fan which is going when you turn that light on. So we just come back up here again, just to give that feeling of space, walking all the way back up to here, and it genuinely feels that front cabin now feels like a very, very long way away. So that concludes the quick walkthrough around the interior of the boat. I'm now going to hand back to Jonathan, who's going to extol the virtues of the Flybridge on this boat, and it's a really, really good size. So let's head up there.
Well, I might as well carry on filming. So, because we're going to head up to these lovely stairs, teak laid, and of course there's no ladder. These are proper stairs. And luckily, we've got a beautiful Dartmouth day. I'm just going to show you the view actually. So we're on Nos on Dart at the new Premier Marina down here. And it's such a beautiful area, I can't not show you. It's fantastic. And if I just drop down, we can see the upper helm. The upper helm, again, we've got plotter, VHF, autopilot controls up here, as well as manual bow and stern thruster controls, and all the usual switch array, and we can start and stop the engines up here as well. All in nice condition. And we have a double helm. So the double helm seat Andrew's sitting on. Hi Andrew.
Hello.
We can see it's a nice to have a double helm up here. What's underneath? Can we lift these up?
I think it's just to allow extra
so if
space.
you wanted to stand at the helm, we can just lift up that seat, which is quite neat. And then we drop it down if you want to sit down. And I think there's storage under Andrew's one, just in there. So there's no lack of storage up here. And then from the double helm, we've got this lovely U-shaped seating.
Just kind of demonstrate here how much space there is.
It's quite large.
It is. I think you'd comfortably get, I think, what, six, seven friends up here, possibly more.
Well, six comfortably.
Six comfortably around here,
Yeah,
a couple of people here. And then, of course, you have a fantastic sunbathing cushion pad at the back.
Yeah, sunbathing pad, and it's slightly elevated the head end as well. So if I go at an angle, we can see it's slightly elevated there. So it's a nice lying position, and with a nice outlook, which also gives you a windbreak from the smoked perspex at the back. So again, sheltered from the wind, a lovely position. And not forgetting, up here, it's got its very own fridge as well. There you go, fridge and small freezer compartment. A nice addition to any Flybridge, I think. And as we can see up on the top there, it's actually an open array radar, which gives a lot better range on radar when you're out at open sea. Quite a nice addition, works well. I've operated it already today. And all in all, it's a very well laid out Flybridge area. And I'll just show you out on the foredeck. We can see there is a sun lounging area there as well. I'm not sure we've got any cushions for that.
I haven't seen them, so
we haven't seen any.
If Gerald does have them, they're not on board the boat, so it's easiest to say that we don't believe there are. It does come with some, but of course you could get a trimmer to make some up for you if you wanted.
Absolutely, but it is a dedicated sun lounging area. There's even cup holders on there. But all in all, yeah, great. Great, I love Flybridges.
It's good space.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Okay, and the hatch as well is just a sliding hatch that goes over the top. Andrew can demonstrate it. So when you finish for the day, just slide it across, and it makes it very safe up here as well if you've got kiddies. If you're at sea and people are walking around, they won't stumble and fall down the stairs. Shall I open it back up? Okay, and then you can head back down again. And what's nice about this, we've got a rail here that we can hold on to just as we come down the stairs. And then there's a second one on the right hand side. All in all though, I think it's a great layout.
I do. I think this boat is really, really fantastic. So just to talk about a little bit of history about the boat in terms of how we've come to broker the boat. So we were originally approached by the old owner of this boat to sell this boat earlier on this season. The owner of this boat's actually got a larger boat abroad, and he wanted to, due to issues with the VAT status of boats abroad and bringing it back, he decided to buy a boat in this country, and also the difficulties in going out to Spain during the summer this year. Got to the end of the summer, he's had a fantastic use of the boat. In fact, when I had my own boat down here in Dartmouth, if you look back at the Parker Adams Facebook channel, you'll see there's a photograph of this boat going out of the River Dart when I was down here on holiday. The owner came over and gave me a wave, and he's contacted us now to sell the boat as he's made the decision to bring the other boat that he has abroad back into this country. So we've been asked to resell it for him. It's a really, really special boat. I think when we first stepped aboard the boat, when it was in the handle, we were just blown away by the level of space on it. Jonathan and I, with the moment we stepped aboard it, we just went, wow, this boat really is pretty special. Having that dual cabin layout rather than the tri-cabin. If you don't need to have 3 cabins, then the third cabin ends up just being a storage space, ends up just being a dumping ground to put things, and actually what you end up here is just the most amazing usable space. So for a 52-foot Flybridge, I don't believe the interior space on this boat can be beaten.
No, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. And don't forget, there's a drone video of this boat as well. So we did a drone video when we originally sold it out in the Saloon, And so we'll put a link below this video to it.
I'll let the viewers have a look at you while you're talking, just to finish off the video. They're getting bored of looking at just my face now.
But yeah, so there is a drone video available. So at the bottom in the description, we'll put a link to that. There'll also be a link to it from the advert for this on parker-adams.co.uk. So I think we're about done, aren't we?
I believe so.
Yeah, so again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. Really love this boat, and if we could, we'd buy it ourselves. We said that when we originally sold it, and now we've almost got a second opportunity, but again, we can't afford it. So hopefully one of you can. So do get in touch, subscribe to our channel, and see you on the next video. Thank you.
Thanks so much for watching. All the best.